Hello, peoples. So, as you can see, I did a bit of work off camera. We're currently orbiting. We are currently orbiting BOP around Joule with the IPV Intrepid, and I'm just joking. This is my previous playthrough. Let's actually get to the correct one. Oh wait, probably. Oh, wrong one again. Ah, this is not working. My gag has failed. My gag has failed. I want to revert that back to where it was. Yeah. This gag has failed. Oh well. Does quick load? Oh, okay. I need to actually go to the thing. Intrepid fly and come on, do it. The quick load back to its place in orbit of Kerbin, and then we'll actually continue with what you were doing last stream. Yep, that is the correct position. This is the correct save. And okay, so let's try this again. Greetings, peoples. I'm ODS 53A, and today we are going to be hopefully actually working on that Minmus base, as opposed to doing other things. So we still don't quite have less science for the more advanced solar panels. But can hopefully get that fairly quickly. Actually, have we gotten... Just landed. Permits. Where is it? Have we gotten seismic scan? We've not gotten a seismic scan from Minmus. Let's real quick set up our Minmus hopper with a seismic scan and run over there and do that. Yes, I'm getting sidetracked, but we need more science. More science. Minmus. Or scout load. And hopefully this time we will not have this decoupler jam and have to use the power of I did nothing wrong, nothing suspicious, nothing at all with the object thrower to do emergency rocket surgery and disassemble the back of the craft. Anyway, let's add a seismometer to this. Oh, and we get the gravioli detector too. Nice. Do a seismometer now. Here. We can get a lot of science with this, because this gets a orbital science for every biome. We just stick that in a polar orbit in our next few SCANSats, and we can get lots of science. But for now, we'll just seismic accelerometer it, and that should get us the last bit of science required. That's good. We'll put the grav max on this too. Ooh, view count increasing. People are actually interested in this. Surprising. Parts 2 vehicle assembly. Want to make sure that I get enough science. Actually, lighting is being a bit odd. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, let's also stick this thing on. Oop, save. Okay. Now, let's launch this up. Loady, loady, load. Reload. Load. Load. There. Okay. There it is. So, we want to wait until our orbit reference probe, which I should put into a lower orbit, and the equatorial orbit reference probe are lined up. So we want to wait until Space Center is right over here. So this means that we can launch directly into an inclined orbit and save the fuel and delta V required to change your orbit from an equatorial one to a inclined one. So TCA on, auto stage, to orbit, 80 kilometer with 6 degrees of inclination. Launch. Pop this open. Okay. Going up. Now, I also remember that this was a little bit anemic on the thrust, so I had to babysit it into orbit, so hopefully I managed to do that. Cool. Going up. Concentrate the speed. Also, I'm going to put main throttle up to 50 so that it doesn't take forever for us to get into orbit. Yes, it's slightly less efficient, but that's fine. Yeah. And actually, once we achieve orbit, I'm gonna put that those reference probes onto the same orbit. So hopefully they will hopefully they'll be lined up better for my use. We'll just see. Well, perhaps this is going down. I need to give it a bit more. mass to weight ratio needs to be higher, I think. Trying to keep this number good. I can't put my mouse over it, otherwise I lose control of the craft and can no longer push it up. This is slightly less efficient than a good launch, but it's fine. Okay. Oops, okay, still need to go up. We're getting shock heating. That's fine. Come on, get higher. 1 minute. And we're maintaining 1 minute. And we're getting quite a bit of shock heating. Fairing is glowing, but that's fine. We just need that. Oop, you can't see it because it's behind this. We just need, well, this number to reach this number now. Need to push. Okay, we actually do have the correct inclination. We need to push our apoapsis up to 80 kilometers by burning prograde. This is not a very good descent profile. Went flat too low in the atmosphere. But no matter. Ooh, let's bring up the science here and now. So we can grab the science here, now, and never is applicable. Okay. Oh, time warp. Now our apoapsis is at the correct altitude, so we just time warp ourselves out of the atmosphere. Yep, okay, we can do gravity scan here. Let's, for now, keep it, because we haven't popped off our fairing yet. So we can't deploy our antenna, and also we can't get any power. Like, we can't get any electricity, because our solar panels are not out, and also it's night. So, a whole lot of reasons. Our spec. Ooh, I really should have clamshell deployed this. Let's spin to throw them off. Okay. Hopefully this works. Again. Stand antenna. Time warp to daytime, so we actually transmit the data. Gravity scan, the data. Sweet. We can only transmit roughly half of the data before we need to recharge, but that's fine. Just wait. till it's done. $66. Come on. Wish there was a way to slow this down. Okay. To slow down, I wish there was a way to slow down the antennas so that they'd only transmit it a little bit at a time. And therefore would allow this to charge it. Anyway, let us do Minmus transfer again. Set as target. The way you do this is, first of all, you correct your inclination. Add. Oh wait, first of all, let's actually fix that orbit reference probe being in a not great orbit. What height is this at? That is at a 100 kilometer orbit. This one is at an 80 kilometer orbit. Want this one be also in a 100 kilometer orbit. Has a fair bit of power left. Green fuel. At apoapsis. Bring us up to 99.4, good enough. Node in 2 minutes, execute. Okay. Burn complete. Now, at our new apoapsis. Circularize. Execute. So, we're hopefully going to be getting a Minmus base going because that will allow us to refuel our whatever large interplanetary spacecraft we make without having to actually send up the fuel from Kerbin, which will require a big rocket. We can send up the same amount of fuel with a rocket that is mostly fuel instead of a rocket that is mostly fuel for ascent. We get a rocket that's mostly fuel for giving to spacecraft because Minmus takes a lot less delta V to get into orbit of than Kerbin, and because rocket equation, we go the other way. Instead of the tyranny of the rocket equation, we get the wonder of the rocket equation, and since gravity is very low, we can send massive payloads up for very little cost. Anyway, 99 orbit. Now these actually intersect at a point. Well, not completely, but mostly. And we can go to our Ore Scout again and actually send it to us. And hope that the decoupler works this time. If it doesn't work, oh no, we're gonna have to do a look away, saw nothing thing again, maybe. So the way you get to Minmus is first of all, you align your orbits at the nearest ascending or descending node. Now, I already kind of aligned your orbits by launching at an inclined trajectory, but we're going to finish it up by burning anti-normal. at the previously ascending. So we gotta take 3.5 meters per second of delta V because we were already mostly aligned. Normally this takes several hundred if you go from an equatorial orbit. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Okay, Minmus is there. Want a node roughly here. Now, at the risk of repeating myself, you don't need to know the exact angle for getting to Minmus or the moon because it's real simple. Say we actually got it completely wrong and burned here. At least I think this is going to get wrong. Let's see. What you do is you shunter orbit out, hit Minmus's orbit, and we see that, ooh, it's not going to work because we're here and Minmus is going to be there. So we need to go there a bit later. Its orbit. So we are going to grab this and drag it a little bit. Then, since we're getting a gravity assist from the moon, we're going to have to lower this down again. Then, ooh, we're getting a pretty substantial gravity assist from the moon. Let us actually wait a few orbits to get out of the way. Okay. So, say we get our maneuver completely wrong and start it here. And we go out to Minmus, and we miss. Because Minmus is going to be here, we're going to be there. So, we can fix this by kind of dragging around our node and then recorrecting. Then, actually, you can drag around the node using these buttons without having to risk clicking on something bad. Ooh, okay, we're going to get an encounter with Minmus. Let's actually focus view on Minmus and see what kind of encounter we're getting. This is not a particularly great encounter, quite far, but if we reduce the influence of it, we can get closer, burning slightly later. There we go. This is a nice encounter. So, it's going to be in 30 minutes. Let us execute the node. Hopefully, this decoupler will decouple when it needs to decouple. But it might not. I'm going to keep this as an experiment because we don't have the time to wait for this to process the data. To send the 70 science. Okay. Anyway, now we should see our orbit shoot out slowly at first, but then going faster and faster to hit Minmus's orbit and get an encounter. Down, down. And we separated correctly. Yay. And looking at this, we have a good encounter. Let's actually burn a little bit more. Physics. Nice. Save. Data. Transmit it. It's actually for electrical to optimize this. I think it just us pointing directly into the sun is best for this. Let's go to transmit. I warp through. Done. Wait, there we go. So let's actually time warp here. Scan. Transmit it. Power. It's getting more power. Okay. It's just sure grab one of the deserts. Back. And we are around Minmus. Grab even more gravity scan data. Let's actually plot a maneuver to ourselves somewhere. Nope, it's not. Oh, I know why. It's because we're still running out of power. There we go. Okay, we have power. Should have added more batteries too, but I didn't. Whoop. Lower orbit for this purpose. Something like that. And execute node warp. Scan. This time do not perform a gravity scan and transmit because we're not actually facing the sun. It's going to run out of power permanently. Cannot supposed to face the sun because done. Turn ourselves around. Oh, and here. Execute that one. What's that? I think that's... Yep, the original Ore Scout. Not going to land that because it's in the dark. Okay, now warp ourselves back around to sunny side. Spin ourselves to face. Transmit. Done. Okay. So, let us land ourselves to here. Execute. Scan. Transmit data now. Facing sun. Our ting right there. Saved. Now, going to point where retrograde is going to be and wait for suicide burn to reach low number. Now this suicide burn is counting down until the last second where I can fire my engine and still not hit the ground. We're going to reach, ideally, reach 0 altitude. Well, 0 velocity when you reach 0 altitude. I'm going to cut it a little more safe than that, but that is the most efficient way of landing. Partially why SpaceX does it with the Falcon 9. Let's actually get on with it. 40 seconds, 30 seconds, seconds, 10 seconds. Prepare to hit full throttle. 3, 2, 1. Boop. We hit it at 58 meters, which is pretty good. Stop. City. Pointing this direction. Then pointing ourselves up. Telling us we want to come down at. But good enough. Oh, we have landed. Now we can transmit this data. Wait for us to finish transmitting it. Okay. Seismic scan. And that. Scan. Transmit that. Just kind of time warp until power comes back. Just warp until power comes back, and doing hops. And I think we should actually have enough science to get the node we wanted. Yep, 600. So we did advanced solar tech. Also, specialized electrics are going to be something soon, but do without. We have good enough radiators for what we want to do at this point. Big ones. Really big ones. Or the really, really, really big ones. Mostly this one. Great, haven't actually used it yet though. Anyway, we have solar tech. Haven't actually even used these ones, so we're gonna put them on. Bigger hold. Very advanced surface scanner. Anyway, let's actually get on with it. So, open Minmus base refinery. So we should have how much power does this give us? Now, how much will actually be required for us to last the night of Minmus refining? We'll check at some point. Actually, I think we'll check now. Minmus. Right. No, we want landed. Not sure if there's a way to say landed at Minmus. Anyway, this is apparently kind of it's because we have them all. No, if we only have one on, then it'll take 5 minutes for us to run out. We still probably want more power. This then actually. Power. Just. I mean, we need more surface area in order to attach things to anyway. We might as well stack up some more batteries. That would last us enough time to actually turn everything off before I run out of electricity. That does add how much? Bit doesn't. But we also need the surface area to attach things to. Anyway, so this is going to create. Actually, I'm gonna look at the numbers because first thing we need to do is decide on how many drills we're gonna have. So where we're gonna land, Lesser Flats has 14% ore, which means we multiply the speed of the drill by 0.14, I think. So this birding LFO takes 0.5 ore per second. This will mine 1.5 ore per second. but I mean, we're gonna do some testing with this. Actually, plop it down and see what the relative speeds are. But 5.14, 2. So 2 of these should be just under enough in order to run it. Go with 2 because let's go with 2 because we're gonna have to. For now, let's go with 2 for testing. That's what I was saying to some extent. Also, we need. Or one of these. These, I think, have the bonus of not bouncing us when we come out of warp. So, to enable part clipping so I can attach this into here. It's down. That looks good enough. Okay. Now, extension. Also, this will allow us to level it, even though we're putting this on perfectly level ground, hopefully. Now, this does mean we have to touch down very slowly, otherwise we're going to break things, because these have no shock absorbers, but that's fine. Also... Ooh, yes. What is the impact point where the actual physical model hits the ground? I think it's there. Put this up here, we should be fine. Definitely going to be in the ground. Okay. Also means we can actually put our fluids tanks here or whatever. But so it's off. 3x symmetry. Things up. Then 2. I think we unlocked them. Yes, we did. Baguette. Cool. Absolute. Dumplings. Go. Good. Same way. Actually, I think we're just kind of artificially increasing the part count this way. Eh. So then these fire up. 6x, 8x, 6x symmetry. And brackets. Okay, these should, yep, they clear. Okay, may need 3, but for now we're going with 2. Now to handle all that, thermal wise, generation, no, converters, we do not. Only have one of these on at the time. Those two on. Needs to dissipate 400 kilowatts heat. We're going to attach them to this bit. That's directly attached to the Convertitron, even though I think they can pump. Full system on. Just one. Which does this dissipate? 50. Because 2 of these should be enough. Anyway, let's just kind of screw it, let's 25 kilowatts versus 50. Array of them down the back. So that I take these off and put them on later because I can't use this. Single. So no, we want to put them on here, so symmetry top of these bits. Just in case, need to stick something here. Charging. And should be definitely sticking third one. Okay. Now, for electrical, we're only going to have... Go ahead, click. Okay. One of those running harvesters. 2 of those. There. Okay, so we need a bit over 60 electricity per second generation. That's Minmus, which thing. Let's rotate this to be it's like send it back on. Rotate this. Up. To get. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this first of all, this will make 14 per second. Need more power. This will make is our electrical power up. This will make us 44 per second. I think we actually just need to small. Ooh. Go with 6 cells. Cells. Let's go for that. Ideally only wants 2 of these actually. Simply want to align them. There we go. Yeah, we're never gonna get the battery storage to actually, we're never gonna get the battery storage required to. We're never gonna get the battery storage required to run this through a Minmus night, so we're just gonna, for now. These are some big panels I like. We're gonna go with the advanced ones because, actually, for now, let's go with the. Okay. Let's actually put this on Minmus and see if it works. Let's say. This is a thrust to mass ratio. Let's This to weight ratio 7, that's good enough. Okay. Let us... Ooh. Also very important for us to put, for testing at least. Do we have the drain valve? Yes, we have the drain valve. Want to put it somewhere pointing down, actually. Simply symmetry. This is where we're going to put of here pointing that way. Pull that off because we want a space to drop Where is the fuel transfer? Where is the fuel transfer hose? Hopefully we've already gotten it. Tell me to... Oh, yeah, we have it. We have it. Systems. I'll just search it up. Soon. Just search it up. Transfer name. There we go. Okay. Yeah. This. Here. So. Also, let's put on some lights. Full. Want floodlights. Does it keep turning on? Route it to this. Okay, this on the ground. What does turning on do? Nice, we get actual full illumination. Now, rotate them to face down. Is there a top? Okay, cool. Then a singular dome light. To illuminate port. Okay, let's slap this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, actually, no, we didn't forget it. Yeah, we have a probe core. Okay. Now, let us schlep this onto Minmus and see if it actually can mine ore the correct speed. Probably have to write down that long coordinates for where plopping this down will work. Trial and error the first time. This map. Route. Scout. Pull up the big map for Minmus. Celestial body. Off the. Is that thing? Surflights. Okay. There we go. This or scout landed at coordinates are 1G 15 minutes north 77 degree 30 east. Okay. So we're testing the set lat long altitude pitch of latitude 1.5 177.6. And if that gets us to the correct position. Oh, no. Minmus. Set position. Yep, only 1.2 kilometers away. This is the correct spot. It's dropping us down. Now we can just drop it from this altitude. Okay. Time warp. Till day. Oh, we need to rotate this by a fair amount. Okay. There we go. Now, quick question. Can we actually adjust the leg extension? Not while it's landed. Okay. Anyway, let's write down these numbers. Let it work. 1.76. Okay. Yes, there we go. And let us deploy the drills. Deploy the drills. set generate much lower. Vessel, liquid fuel, oxidizer, drain. Up the rate a fair bit. Time warp forwards for us to pull a fair bit of that out. Okay. Stop drain. Okay. So extend panels. Ooh, now I do come across a conundrum. We'll probably want to add some secondary panels because you can't retract these. I don't think we want to land with these extended. Need to get to Minmus without crashing. So, okay. Start surface harvester, start surface harvester. Extend rate, extend rate, extend indicator. Cooling to the temperature. Now, if we pull open electric start SRU. Okay. Our ore is going down slowly. We are getting 0.21 per second, as I suspected. Okay. Thermal says heat dissipation is insufficient. However, these are not overheating. Okay. And we're filling up our oxidizer. Now, I think what we can do is add a smaller drill in the back, probably. Okay. And just add one of the smaller drills in the back, and that should get us up to the wanted amount, and shouldn't shunt us above the limit on our thermal capabilities. Electricity spare. Okay. So also let's put one of these in. Actually, these. So, okay. To put, yes, more solar panels for auxiliary usage. The 1x6 one should be able to be placed. Little issue. So they are when retracted. Ooh, okay, they do clip when they're extended. So what we instead do is Got a little bit new. Okay. Instead, going to do this. Put just 2 of them on. Okay. Just give them. Or we put them on the inner sides, and I think then they won't actually clip. Put them here. They will not clip. Cool. Now, 21 per second. Or 2, so we need another. This makes 3 per second. Ooh, okay, we need several of these. So that means that we would need 2, 8. Oh, 2. Need a bit under 2 of these, so yes, so we need 2 of these. Should be able to be put here. You. Really don't need that much because we're going to have a match up that much propellant because we will have. That is going to hit the ground if we're going to have an actual like silo. To store all this stuff in. Stuff we refine. The actual refinery doesn't need storage. Okay. It's 2 of those, which should be enough. And now we do need a bit more cooling, which is fine. Right. In electrical, we should be fine, actually. Because turn all these off. Yeah, these big solar panels produce more than purposes. This is going to require a somewhat large fairing. Let's go with that. I like symmetry. Let's go with any of these. Very indecisive. Those panels should be able to handle, I think. How much does this take? A second. Just 34 per second. So, take these off. It's here. 3 of them on. Them up. This one up. Well, yep, okay, that's it. Back on. 6x symmetry. Symmetry, and then these can also actually go on symmetry. This one. Okay, cool. Six. See, connect. Okay. This. Bit. Okay. So now we do need more power dissipation. Or dissipation. Turn all these off. And we need another 50 kilowatts of thermal dissipation. So we can do this by thermal. Let's have spaceship. Just grab another 3 of these. Yes. Trick, which stick. For now, we're gonna shunt this up. What? Solar panel. But yeah, they shoot up pretty far. Test. Yep, not gonna hit. Cool. Now we grab another extra dissipation. These things. Stick these. Take them. So these can go. I know. Right here. That'll look cool. Or they can actually go on this. Let's actually put this sort of rotation. We can say that these are specialized radiators specifically for drills themselves. When deploy, they're not going to hit. Okay, cool. That should give us 25 extra kilowatts of dissipation, which should get us perfectly balanced. Did lose our drain, so we're on just one. Place it with this so that it's centered. Here. And bin rates 10. Vessel. We also want to drain for the prop. You can actually put it on. Okay. This is our refinery. Let's actually test it, make sure it works. Then send it up. And also design we are cheating it onto Minmus just to check whether it works. 77, 6 position. Drop it. Fine, and then we just warp ahead till day, which is that way. So we need to rotate this by a 2 degrees. Okay. Pull the solar panels out. Radiators out. Power. And drain off a fair amount of our oxidizer for testing purposes. Then we drill. I should set up action groups for all this. Okay. Now, surface harvester, start surface harvester. In this, open up this to check whether everything's working. Electrical were good. Coming up to heat. Okay, I have positive 25. Thermal wise, well, nothing's overheating, so I think we're good. So let's warp to filling ourselves up with thing and C thermally. These are start valve. See what running this at constant load does. Up. if I turn off this, it should heat up quite fast because now we're actually running them matching capacity. Dropping. Huh. Anyway, it's working. It's working quite well, actually. Nice. And then once we completely stop time warp, they actually glow like they're those two. Then as soon as we lose sunlight, our electric charge starts going down real fast. And we explode that because we time warped and untime warped. Which is not going to have happened because we will revert to assembly. Cool, this works. Set the action groups for it. Step 1 is going to be toggle drill. Custom 02 to be. Wait, no, custom 01 is actually going to be toggle radiator and turn these on. Custom 2 is going to be pulley/retract drill, then custom 3 is going to be toggle surface harvester. Okay. Then we can activate solar panel. Or let me activate them. Activating and deactivating them is something often. Okay, that's the refinery. Now let us put this on a rocket. And I think we're going to get this to, actually, I think we're going to get this to Minmus, then we're going to, I guess next stream we're going to design the silo, the fuel silo. Okay, coupling, grab coupler, then the whole fun stuff of payload 2.75 fairing, turn off flipping and attachment checks. Don't do that. Move to up this down a fair bit so we can get the fairing, and then strut connectors. We will put six times symmetry from here to here, and here to here. This should I don't know why I'm obsessing over this. I'm okay, cool. Now, what else do we do? Okay, we do probably do want this to be full, but then those don't need to be full, and then it's definitely full. Okay. Okay. Build fairing. This is the widest thing. I think the widest thing is the drill. So if we place boop. Looks like a bearing. So we have clamshell on. Okay, cool. And not thing any. Now to send this to Minmus, we need to have pull up these numbers, maybe KSP folder, both the Delta V map. We need to get to Minmus surface. We need a total of 1,400 for Kerbal orbit plus 930 for transfer, flyby plus it's a bit plane change, which we're actually probably going to have to do because we can launch into an inclined orbit, and then plus 60 for capture plus 180 for landing. 4 points, a bit over 4.7 kilometers per second. So not have the very big, very efficient one, but I can, however, have the engine adapters for this. No, I do not believe so, but we do have the engine plates. Is what 2 poodles on this. What does that get us? Great thrust to weight ratio, and yeah, we're probably going to want a smaller fuel tank on that because that's going to put our that in the upper atmosphere portion, which we don't necessarily want. So instead, actually, we can drain all that so that we can better thrust to mass ratio. And then this we can do this. 3 poodles. Single engine bell variety, although this does look fairly cool. In fact, yep. 4 poodles. Nice. Stand to put a. But what I can do will actually work. Also issue, I think these pools will flip outside the end. Take this degrees. It's in. There. Okay. Then with that, and attach to this and put the big boy cluster of skippers, because I really like skippers. It's not working. Parallel. Oh. So, skippers, several of them. Is for our 4 skippers enough to actually lift this? Thrust-wise. Kind of. 5 skippers. Probably. The others could go with mainsails because that's just go with skippers. So 1, go here. Act. Then 4 more there. It's been the same. Okay. Thrust ratio of 2. That gives us just enough delta V. Nice. So now we make this look a bit better by doing okay. Then on top of that we put enemy cone. This type. Rotate it out a bit. Now we put this fin on. Okay. That. We rotate the entire thing 45 degrees. And save this as a subassembly. With fins. And that is enough delta V for what we want. This should work. Very nice. Oh wait, we also need stability enhancer. So staging. These go, then these fire. Oh, okay, we need to fire. We need to do this at the same time, otherwise we get problems. Okay, then fairing comes off. Then there we go. No space refinery. Have going to put on it for storage. Where is it? Corresponding part, other parts of this. Could put one of these boxes, but I mean, what are we actually gonna put inside the box? Perhaps in the description of this. KAS, okay. KAS. There it is. The joint socket. Putting just one on. So our engineer can take it off, put it where it needs to go. Because this I have modified, even though KS doesn't support it, I have made this a cargo part, so we can manipulate it with the stock cargo system, thus take it off and put it back on and put it onto things. Okay. So it's all set up. Let us launch this and send it to Minmus, and then okay. 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 So TCA enable. It's on stage orbit, 80-kilometer orbit. Wait until we are underneath here. That should get us aligned with Minmus's orbit, and we want to do at the descending node 6 degrees, because this time our inclined one is going down. Okay. And watch. There we go. Whoosh, clouds, rocket noses. Okay. Going up. I like the plumes. I said this a lot, but I love the skipper. The way the engine looks, the way its plume looks. So pretty. And we are going up a tad fast. Still bump this up to 30%. It even turns blue as you go higher. I love the blue. Science here now. Science on this. Here we go. Up. And stage pretty soon. Apoapsis is looking good. Time to apopsis. Time to apoapsis is also looking good. This is a good ascent. Very good ascent. Now, this will be a fair bit sluggish because we only have a smallish reaction wheel, but we'll be fine. Oh, rotate the back so it looks a little bit. It's fine. Sting. Just are we are actually going in the correct direction. Nice. Getting apoapsis up. Engine shut off. Coast out of the atmosphere. Slow. Slow. Here. And time warp till burn. Fairings off. Dar. Orbit. Pop open the antenna. And our auxiliary solar panels. Webbing looks very nice. Extension. Okay. So now we again transfer to Minmus. Set as the target. Ascending node. It's slightly worse than we did last time. Tiny. There. Execute that. Now we're getting into the interesting looking craft. Dun, 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 dun. Should more music. No, there's this guy who made some really cool original KSP-like music, but I'm unsure if I can actually use it in the stream without getting myself DMCA'd. I might have said something about being able to do streams, but okay. It's that, and now Minmus. It's actually warp past because we're a bit past the optimal place to launch, which just happens to be at our ascending node for some reason. I think this is the correct angle. It's not the right angle. Okay. Moon encounter here, farther out. Perfect. This view. Open it again. See what it's going to give us. It's down. Bit grade. Yes. That, which is fine. Okay. Let's do this. Burn. We are going to stage during this. Clearly not enough. Go. Staged nicely. Final orbit look. Shift, shift, shift. shift X, shift X. There we go. Okay. Cool. That's that, and now warp over there. To SY margin. It's nice how interesting how this high up, uh, the orbital velocity is extremely low, especially on such a eccentric orbit as what this was. So oop. Now a bit more. Should now here is the first time practice precision landing. So we'll get down to like a 5-kilometer orbit. Execute that. Still have more than Delta V to get. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Noises. Stare. But cool. Now we just need to this heat. Oh, enough. 5x6 orbit shouldn't cause us to hit the ground at some point in our orbit. Is something we do not want. See? So batteries. And not so many, but a fairly decent amount of batteries. say some batteries. Oh, to land it. Well, okay, we need to wait for this to get into daytime again, so we're gonna bit. Then try to set target here somewhere. So, let's actually set surface target. Pretty much exactly the equator. So now we can't actually tell it to land, to tell our craft to land directly there, because not unlock the capability yet, but oh, just try to get close to it semi-manually. We're still going to have throttle-controlled avionics on the job to hope. Still going to have throttle-controlled avionics on the job to help with keeping it under control, but should so orbit and execute them. There. Constant. I think we slightly missed this up. Getting. Just gonna manually tweak our orbit now. To somewhere for north now. Still enough delta V left for this. Okay. Velocity at this point. Okay. Swing it to actually align it so that the big panels are tuned correctly. Just to slow down a little bit. Actually, let's see if we can suicide burn this. 10, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1, engage. an almost perfect suicide burn. Now, we are very close to the equator. Perfect. Nice. We're aligned. Our solar panels are aligned pretty much perfectly. Come down very slowly. Contact. Nice. So, to get ourselves situated. One, engages all that. Two, deploys them. Turn on lights. Long. Will our batteries last us? Night. Whatever that night is. Will we have to not actually turn on the lights unless we're actually having someone with engineer on site trying to perform? 3 days. Okay, let's watch our battery level throughout the night. Not actually using any power. Can end up using like a fourth of our energy. Okay. Acceptable. Get 100 electricity per second. Cool. So, I guess that I'm gonna end this off here. I've had fun. Hopefully you guys have too. Had fun too. Do my standard ending of no real ending. Have a good time zone relevant greeting here. Yeah. Bye.